Hello Blood Bowl fans and hello Rebel people. I'm going to do something that hopefully is not going to step on Bleeding Hippie's toes, though I'm afraid it might, but he has missed the last 2 weeks and I did ask Gerber if something was happening, but I haven't had a response, so I'm going to assume that there's no breakdown for Division 1, 2 and 3 from Bleeding Hippie and Gerber. If there is, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to steal your thunder, but because we are in the midweek round, I did decide that this week I would have a look at all 5 divisions, but of course I haven't been keeping track of the games in 1, 2, 4 and 5, so I'll just have a look at them as they stand, have a look at the leaderboard in general, and have a look at each of the teams to see how they've developed to this point. And I will do Division 3, as normal, of course, as well. So if I have stepped on any toes, I apologise, but I basically wanted to fill in the gap just in case, and if Bleeding Hippie's done a video too, of course watch it as well. And if, I don't remember who does the videos for 4 and 5, but if that coach has done the video for 4 and 5 as well, please do watch that as well. I will link both below if they do show up. Anyway, let's have a look at each of the divisions, starting with, let's go in reverse order. Let's start with Division 5. Alright, so let's start with Division 5. And first of all, let's have a look at the range of teams, because I haven't looked at this division at all. After that, we'll have a look at the leaderboard, then we'll have a look at the individual teams in this division. I'm not going to have a look at games in anything... I'm not going to have a look at games, at least in detail, in anything but Division 3 though. So, we have quite a good range here. We have a Khemri team, Necromantic team, Lizardman team, Chaos Dwarfs, Chaos, Wood Elf, Necromantic number 2, Undead, Undead number 2, Lizardmen number 2. Then, wow, how are there so many teams in here? This is really weird. There are 2 bye weeks. How many teams do we have in here? Interesting. We have 14, okay. So, I'm not sure who's still alive and who's not there, but we've got a High Elf, Orc, Human, Lizard, Nurgle, Dark Elf. Having a look at the schedule, it's not finished yet, so I don't know why I did that. Forget that. We'll move on to the leaderboard, and by magic of time travel, the leaderboard will in fact be finished by the time we have a look at it right now. Alright, I did do my recording first, but this round still hasn't rolled, and I can't wait any longer to do this recording, unfortunately, so I'm going to have a look at it as it is. The schedule has 2 games that are not confirmed. This one may well change, but at the moment it looks like it is a 2-0 win to Innsmouth Inchworms. We had a 2-0 from Bayok Bricklayers against the Ragged Princes. This game has not been played yet and won't be completed. I also will only have a cursory look at these 2 teams. Bane of the Living managed to beat Mad Stompers 2-0. There was a draw between Slipping Gits and Mighty Reptiles. Morkalone Jim went 1-0 against Is This a Furry Team? That was a Necromantic team, I remember that much. And the Preston Penguins went 0-1 against Dead Game. And this one has been primarily given to Innsmouth Inchworms, but it hasn't been validated, so it may well change. The leaderboard, based on what we have, there are 2 games that haven't been there are 2 games that haven't been forwarded, so 4 teams that haven't been forwarded. But Bane of the Living are at the top with 6-1-0. Drop Dead Gorgeous, which is one of my favourite names, by the way, haven't played their game, so they could well go to the top. I think they will actually, because this coach has been talking and the other coach hasn't, so chances are it is going this way. Though, don't quote me on that. I'm not an admin here, but I'm just basing it on what I've seen. And so we may have the exact same record for these 2 teams, or we may still see them in 2nd place. Dead Game are 4-2-1, as are Nick Dude's Is This a Furry Team, so Maisie, General Marauder, Crowd Dog, sorry I haven't been saying coach names. Then we have the Bayok Bricklayers, the Lizardman team of 3-1-3, followed by the Preston Penguins, the Human team from Lava Jackal and Ilgoth from 3-0-4, the Chaos Dwarf Mad Stompers, Humper Congdon with 2-3-2, and this team haven't yet played, but they are the team that have been primarily given the win, so we may see them go up 1 spot, but at the moment they're on 2-3-1. The Mighty Reptile Lizard team from Cretan went 2-3-2. The Wood Elf team Ragged Princes from King Khan, with 2-1-4. Morkalone Jim from Dark Usul, the Orc team, with 2-0-5. And the Chaos Monks, the Chaos team from Chaos Chris, that's a lot of chaos. They haven't played their game yet, so not sure where they're going to end up. They could go 2-0-5, they could go 3-0-4. and I don't know if a draw is possible in this league. Again, I'm not an admin here at all. And Slipping gets the Lizardman team from this guy, Sergey and B, I'm not sure how to say it, with 025. And then at the bottom, unfortunately, the Dead Pirate Robots, number 4, who have been primarily given the loss, could go 1-0-6, or it could stay as 1-0-2-5 or 1-1-5, but either way I think they're at the bottom of the pack. The only way they can go up is if they are changed to a win. That's it for the schedule and the leaderboard. Let's have a look at the actual teams. Okay, in terms of this division, it probably is best to have a look at games at least briefly, so I can see which teams are actually active and which teams are not. So the first game was Ragged Princes against Bayork Bricklayers, Wood Elves against Lizards, and the Lizards won 2-0. The Wood Elves looked like they had a tough time, and there was a bit of fouling from the Lizard team. And I'm not going to go into too much detail of the game, but we'll have a look at the actual team, starting with the Princes and then moving on to the Bricklayers. So this was game number 1. And the Princes then, just having a look at the team where they are in the middle of the season, that's all. So we've got a 9-man roster with a catcher out, and the catcher is out with a cold. No big deal, he's just a bit sick. He'll be back as soon as he's feeling more lively. So we have a rookie War Dancer who is 1 touchdown away from leveling. We have a War Dancer with Dauntless, which is a very strange skill up for a War Dancer. I kind of like it. I certainly understand it, but it's a strange one, that's for certain. The catcher that we just mentioned as well has been given plus movement, which makes him a very scary piece even. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rookie linemen, a lineman with block and a lineman with guard. I'm not sure how many games they've played. Let's have a quick look. They've played 7. And I guess quite a few pieces have died, because that's, for 7 games, that's not really a lot of development. Maybe they joined late as well, that's possible too, of course, but I don't know, for a Wood Elf team that's kind of interesting. There's only 40 in the bank, so we're not replacing any of these 2 missing pieces anytime soon, unfortunately. And we do have 3 team rerolls, which is more than the majority of Wood Elf coaches go for, but it does make them a little bit scarier, actually, so there's that. And then the Lizard team they were playing against, it's going to take me a little while to find them, I guess. Bricklayers, where are they? There they are. So 40 in the bank as well. We can buy a skink. We've got 3. We've got a 13-man roster. And we've got all 6 Saurus, Croxigore, and 6 skinks. 3 rerolls, Apothecary, Fanfactory 2. So we have 2 Saurus who have leveled up and have both been given block. And then 4 that are still rookie, 1 that is a pass away from leveling, 1 that is a touchdown away from leveling. The Croxigore is also a pass away from leveling. Of course these pieces are not going to pass though. And then the skinks, we got 2 complete rookies, a skink with plus strength, 2 skinks with sidestep, and a skink with diving catch. Okie doke. And they've played 6 games, so that's not overly great development for the Lizard team either, but they've got a couple of level ups, so most of it's gone to the skinks, it looks like, unfortunately. But there we go, that's the first 2 teams. Let's move on to game number 2. Game number 2 is the only game that hasn't even been primarily validated, so these 2 teams are still in their last week stage, not in this week's stage. We've got Drop Dead Gorgeous, and let's have a look at their team first. With 2 werewolves, 2 wights, 2 flesh golems, 2 ghouls, 4 zombies. Relatively common setup for necromantic. Completely common setup for necromantic, actually. And the 2 werewolves have both leveled up once. We have a plus agility, which is very nice, and a block, which is fairly standard. The wights, we have 1 with tackle and 1 with mighty blow guard. So interesting that 1 is a hunter and 1 is a damage dealer. With the flesh golems, 1 is 1 away from leveling, as is this werewolf, by the way. And the other one has been given block, which is fairly common. Then for the ghouls, 1 is again 1 away from leveling, and the other one has become a blodge ghoul. Then we have the zombies. There are 2 complete rookies. There's 1 with guard, which is a double, and there's 1 with dirty player, which unfortunately is very common. Not something I personally like to choose early on these kind of pieces, though I understand a lot of people do. That's it for Drop Dead Gorgeous, and let me just remind myself of who the opponent was. The Chaos Monks, yes, from Chaos Chris, the Chaos team, lots of chaos, there we go. The Chaos Monks. Again, these two haven't played their game yet, so these teams will develop after the round is rolled, potentially. At least one team will develop. So we got all 4 Chaos Warriors, and then all the Beastmen for an 11-man roster. Very common Chaos setup. Yeah, so we have 3 rookie Chaos Warriors. One of them is 1 away from leveling though, 1 is a touchdown away, and 1 is MVP away. Then we have a Chaos Warrior that is also MVP from leveling the 2nd time, with plus agility. Ooh, don't know about that as a first skill, but fair enough. It is nice on a Chaos Warrior, but as the first skill out of all your warriors, I don't know, that's a bit of a risky choice. As for the Beastmen, we've got 1 away with block. We've got 1 that's within touchdown range, but is still a rookie. There is a Minotaur, sorry, I missed the Minotaur completely. How did I do that? There's a Minotaur, sorry, so Minotaur, 4 Chaos Warriors, and Beastmen, which is also a common setup, of course. They're the 2 setups. The Minotaur is a touchdown away from scoring as well. If he does get the admin win, it could level up. Sorry, sneezing off screen. It's the 2nd time I've done that in this video, I think, or at least this week. And there's a Beastman with sure hands and extra arms, and also a niggle. So the piece that has been set up as the ball carrier is actually niggled, which is not really what you want. And interesting that they're the only skills he's been given, actually, but he is obviously a piece that is designed for mostly carrying and moving the ball. He will develop relatively quickly because of these 2 skills, though, at least. Priest of Chaos Fury is 1 away from leveling, Priest of Pain has block, and Priest of Death is a complete rookie. That's it for the 2nd game that has not been played. I will say it one more time. So these 2 teams will develop potentially. Alright, then in game number 3 we see an undead team, Bane of the Living, taking on a Chaos Dwarf team, Mad Stompers. We have an MVP on a zombie, and we have an MVP on a Chaos Dwarf with a level up. 2-0 to the undead, and it looks like they had a much more interesting match than the Chaos Dwarves. Looks like it was a bit of a tough one for the Chaos Dwarves. So let's have a look at the teams then. Bane of the Living. The coach hasn't managed to see the team at time of recording, unfortunately, so we do have a level up waiting to be rolled. But we have both mummies. One's been given guard, one's been given block. Both whites. One's been given guard, one's been given mighty blow. 3 out of 4 ghouls. All 3 have block. One also has tackle. Interesting. And 5 rookie zombies, including 1 who is injured with miss next game. So we have 200 in the bank as well, so we could buy the last ghoul if we're feeling a bit crazy, or we could spend the money on something else completely, which is probably more sensible. But interesting to see what he does with that, and this is pretty good development considering the other teams we've looked at. How many games have they played? They've also played 7 games. So there we go, that's all I can really say about the undead team. And their opponents were this Mad Stompers, there they are. We've got 70 in the bank, so we could actually create a bench. And there are 2 Chaos Dwarfs out injured. One looks like it's taken a minus movement, it has, and one looks like it's a miss next game, but we'll just check. Oh no, it's a niggle, oh dear. So we have a niggle and a miss next game on the 2 Chaos Dwarfs in one game. That's pretty hard. So the team then, we have 5 of this, oh no, there are all 6. We have all 6 Chaos Dwarf blockers, 5 of which are rookies, 1 has been given guard. Oh no, 2, sorry, I've leveled up, but this one hasn't rolled yet. And then we've got 2 Bull Centaurs, 1 with block break tackle, 1 with break tackle, relatively common, and 3 Hobgoblins. We could buy 1 more Hobgoblin just to fill the gap for next game. I guess that's probably going to happen. 3 team rerolls and an Apothecary. And yeah, that's it for these 2 teams. Can't really say much else. These teams are obviously quite early in development in this division. Next up with game number 4, we actually have a Lizard Mirror. The Slippingits take on the Mighty Reptiles, and the Lizard Mirror ended in a draw. So Skink got MVP and leveled up, and Saurus got MVP, so that's nice on both teams, I guess. And having a look at Slipping Gits first of all, we have a 13-man roster, we have a Niggle on a Saurus, we have all 6 Saurus in the team, Croxigore and 6 skinks, no I was right the first time. And interesting build, this is going to be a fun one. So Croxigore is a complete rookie, even after so many games, maybe he died I guess, but though, to be honest that's not impossible. And we have the 1 level up on the Sauruses. I'm going to keep changing my mind about how to pluralize Saurus, obviously. We have 1 level up on the Saurai. He's been given block. Then we have 2 dirty players, which is interesting. Not dirty players, sorry, sneaky gits, which is interesting. And we have a plus movement, which is really good on the skink. So, different team, but interesting for sure. And having a look at their opponents then, that was the Mighty Reptiles, I believe. Let's check, it definitely was. Yes, it was. There's a lot of lizard teams in here. This is a more standard setup. We've got 4 skinks, 6 Saurus and a Croxigore, so standard team. Croxigore has actually leveled up and he has guard. One of the Saurai has leveled up and he has block. Then we have more common skink level ups as well, a sidestep and a block sidestep. That's very nice. 140 in the bank as well, so you could potentially spend some money on something. That's it for game number 4. Alright, I mean looking at game 5 then, we saw an Orc team, Morcalone Gym, which I believe have only played 2 games actually, taking on the Necromantic team. Is this a fairy team? Oh dear. So 1 touchdown, 1 pass, 13 armor breaks, and MVP on Black Orc. 1 pass, 1 def, 9 armor breaks, and MVP on Werewolf. Let's have a look at the teams. So we got a 10-man Orc team, which is pretty painful actually. And we took an injury as well on a leveled Blitzer who has Mighty Blow, and he's on miss next game. What died? If there was a troll, I guess a troll is dead. If there wasn't a troll, then it could have been a lineman, or it could have been a goblin. It could have been any of these 3 options, but whatever it was green. And yeah. Actually, let's have a look at the breakdown, because that will tell me, I guess. Injury report. So, a lone lineman got missed next game, and a blitzer got missed next game, and that's it for the Orcs. So nothing died. I don't know what I'm talking about. The def was on the Necromantic team, wasn't it? Okay. Anyway, so in terms of this team, they've only played 2 games, I believe. They have, which is really insane, because we already have all of this SPP. So Black Orc with block, and 1 that is 1 within leveling, 1 that's 4 within leveling. We have a thrower that has block, and we have 2 that are a touchdown away, and a level 7 Mighty Blow, level 7, a 7 SPP Mighty Blow, miss next game, Blitzer. So that's the Orc team. And there's 40 in the bank, so we can have a Goblin. Yay. And the Necromantic team they were facing. This team, is this a fairy team? That's the one. So, 11-man roster as well, with a werewolf with miss next game. Yeah. A zombie died, apparently. Regen is so good, funnily enough. Died. Unlucky. And both werewolves have levels. 1 has block agility, 1 has block. We have 2 ghouls. 1 has... that's pretty... Oh no, that's a ghoul. Yeah, okay. 1 has blood shorthand. The 2 flesh columns... Neither of them have leveled. Then we have the 2 whites, both of which have leveled. 1 has guard, 1 has plus agility, and 3 rookie zombies. So there we go. That's the Necromantic team. Is this a fairy team? Moving on to the next game. In game number 6 then, we have a human team and a Khemri team. Okay. Catcher has got MVP. And Blitzra has got MVP, so that's where you want the SPP to go, so that's good news. And the Khemri team have managed to win the match 1-0. So there's that. Having a look at the teams then, starting with the humans. We've got an 11-man roster, fairly standard setup. Some people go for 2 catchers, but this is fairly standard. Ogre, 4 blitzers, thrower, catcher, or lineman. The Ogre has leveled up and has guard. 2 of the blitzers have leveled up and they both have guard. It's more common to see Mighty Blow and guard in combination, but we've gone for guard. That's interesting. And the catcher's been given block, which is good news, and we have a kick lineman. So that's it for the human team. There's 30 in the bank, so we're not spending that. Overall, pretty good development on a human team for so early on, because humans are quite difficult to level. Though the catcher is close to leveling again, which is really good news. And both blitzers are within touchdown range, and we have a 2-pass or an injury ranged thrower and a pass range on a lineman. So looking good for development overall on the humans. And their opponent were Dead Game, the Khemri team. 120 in the bank, a 15-man roster, that's pretty big. So we got all 4 Tomb Guards, 2 of which have leveled up, which is fantastic news. One has Guard, one has Mighty Blow, and both are actually pretty close to leveling again. Well, 10 isn't really close, but 13 is very close to leveling again. We have Leader on a thrower, and we have Hail Mary pass. Interesting. Though it's a legitimate strategy on a skeleton-based team, I think, because if you can get the ball past an agility team, even if it does go inaccurate, then you're probably going to get to the ball before them. Against a non-agility team, sorry, I think I said agility team. Against a slow-moving team, if you do pass the ball over their head, it is actually quite a legitimate tactic for a skeleton-based team. I do it a lot with the stumbles as well. And then both blitz rows have been given Mighty Blow. Then we have 7 skeletons. 1 has been niggled, the rest are just there looking pretty. So that's it for the Khemri team. Pretty nice development overall, I think. Though Hail Mary as the first skill is it's an interesting choice. Very interesting choice, but late on it's a really legitimate tactic. That's it for game number 6. And lastly then, game 7. This game also has not been validated, so I'm not going to have a look at the game itself. If we go off the as it is, then this team is actually the losing team, so this team is going to be the same this week, but it could change, so this team could further develop. So the undead team, Dead Pirate Robots, sorry. I keep saying robots, it's not robots, it's Dead Pirate Robots, the 4th. So we've got 2 mummies, 2 whites, 2 ghouls, 2 skeletons, yay, 3 zombies and a 3rd ghoul. Okay, 3 ghouls, 2 skeletons, 3 zombies. I like this coach, I like skeletons. They're an awful piece, but I do love my skeletons. And there's not a lot of development on this team. All 3 ghouls have leveled, a zombie is leveled, and a white is leveled. We've got a white with tackle, we've got 2 rookie mummies, we've got a white who is an injury away from leveling, we've got all 3 ghouls leveled, all of them relatively young, level 2s, we've got 2 blodge ghouls, relatively safe choice, and we've got a plus strength ghoul, which is actually quite scary if he develops as a sacker. And then we have a zombie who has recently leveled with wrestle, and we have a skeleton who is 1 away from leveling. So there we go, that's it for Dead Pirate Roberts. And who was their opponent? Innsmouth Inchworms, yes. Who have, in theory, been given the game, but it's only in theory at the moment. And where are they? They are here, they are a Nurgle team. So in theory they could get an admin win, though this is the team from last week. Cthulhu! The Beast of Nurgle, lovely. 4 Nurgle Warriors, Pestigore, times 2, and 5 Rotters. And we can actually buy 2 more Pestigores, so we can actually fill out the team. This week, don't worry about next week. Let's have a look though. So we got Guard Stand Firm on the Beast of Nurgle. We have a rookie who's close to leveling, Nurgle Warrior. We have a Nurgle Warrior with Leader. That is really shocking. That is really shocking. Very interesting. Okay, moving on. And 2 that are complete rookies, one of which has minus agility, so we may actually see this one replaced. Who knows? Then we have a Pestigore who's leveled and been given block, and we have a Pestigore who looks like he's brand new to the team. And there's a Rotter with kick, a rotter that's close to leveling, and 2 rotters with 2 SPP, one of which has minus agility. So we can fire this piece and buy 2 pestigores. That's probably the best option. Or keep this piece and buy 2 pestigores. That works too. Or if we have enough gold, then buy 2 pestigores, fire the warrior, and buy the warrior too, though that's less likely. That's it for the 7th game, and that's it for Division 5. Let's move on to Division 4. Alright, having a look at Division 4 then. Again, there are a few too many teams here, so I'm not sure which ones are in and which ones are out at the moment. But we'll have a look what's here. We've got just the one Khemri team, I believe. Yeah, one Khemri team. And then I think just one Necromantic as well. One Necromantic. Yeah. One Dark Elf. One Chaos. One Nurgle. Chaos Dwarf. I think there are 2 undead. No, there's 1 undead as well. Okay, so 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. There is at least 2 humans, but one of them is an admin squad, so that one doesn't count. And the Cowardly Crew, I think, is also an admin team, so there's just the one... Oh no, 2 human squads, sorry. This one and this one here. 1 lizard instead of 3 lizards, like the last group. 2 lots of Norse. 3 lots of Norse. A Wood Elf team, a Dwarf team, and a second Nurgle team, actually. So that's what we have here. Let's have a look at the week of matches and the leaderboard. Alright, let's have a look at the games for this week first of all, and I don't really know what these teams are, I just want to point out, so I'm not going to try and remember which race is which, but we can have a look at the scores in general. We had 2 that look like they were standard 2-1 games. We have a 2-0, which is always a nice score. We have 2 2-0s actually, and we have 3 draws, 1-1, so we've had 5 close games and 2 clear winners in the schedule this week. And then the leaderboard then, let's have a look. Right, there is actually 14 teams, good. So a Dark Elf team is at the top, led by Bobby Bintang, who I've heard of actually, I've seen about a little bit. We have 6 wins, 1 draw. Then the Chaos team come in second, with a coach I'm not familiar with 5 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. Then Palmu, who I have seen about quite a lot, with the Society of Dead Poets, are in third with 4-2-1. And Afel, who is one of our guys as well as your guys, with Lizardman in 4th with 4-1-2. Anderson, I don't know, with Norse in 5th with 3-2-2. Then Antius Karios, I don't know, Necromantic 3-2-2. Chaos Dwarf Morbus 3-1-3. Norse Hammersep. Hammersep I've spoke to quite a bit when I first arrived in the league, and I've spoken to him since, but I don't know him that well. 2-3-2. Skaven Gortzus 2-2-3. Killerich, who I believe is one of the admins, and I speak to him a little bit, with the Wood Elf team 1-4-2. Ketzer himself, the human team 2-0-5. Erwendor, the Nurgle team 1-2-4. This guy, Easy Kyle, Nurgle 1-1-5, so the 2 Nurgle teams are together. And lastly, the Norse team at the bottom with Luck Lazy 1-0-6. So that's the leaderboard for Division 4. Let's have a look at the teams. Alright then, game number 1, we see Chaos Dwarves, no doubt in failure, against Norse, Ankish City Watch. And let's go through the stats quickly. 2 touchdowns, 13 armor breaks, and Chaos Dwarf got MVP. 16 armor breaks and an expulsion for AI Pessimal, who got MVP, and Alferina 2-0 to the Chaos Dwarves. Having a look at the teams then, starting with the Chaos Dwarf, no doubt in failure. We've gone 2 Bull Centaurs, 6 Dwarf Blockers, and 5 Hobgoblins. Pretty big team. 13 pieces. Fairly standard actually. Both Bull Centaurs have block, break tackle, which is relatively common. 5 of the 6 Chaos Dwarf Blockers have leveled up. We have a Mighty Blow, we have 2 Mighty Blows, 2 Guards, and a Claw piece. Hobgoblins, we have a Sure Hands, a Dirty Player, and a Mystery level up as well, and then 2 Rookies. So pretty good development on the Chaos Dwarf team, I'd say, for this relatively low division. That's it for Dwarfs. And their opponent, which one was their opponent again? Was it this one? I can't remember now, let's have a look. No, it wasn't that one. Oh dear. It wasn't that one. That was this one, wasn't it? Yes, it was this one. I'm sure I got that down. Yes, I'm sure. So the Ankish City Watch then, we have 11 players in the team with Ulf Ferriner out with, I guess, missed next game. Yep. And not too much development on this team actually. I don't know if they've been crippled and had to replace players or they just haven't been lucky in SPP. But we have a guard on a Yeti, we have 2 Ulfs, 2 Berserkers, 1 runner and the rest linemen. Yeah. So in terms of level ups then, we've got the guard on the Yeti, which is a strange one to level up first. And we have a lineman who's got all the SPP it looks like, with Fend and Tackle, relatively common for a lineman build. And that's literally the only level ups we've had on this team, so I don't know if they've joined late, or if they've not really been unlucky with SPP, or really unlucky with defs, not 100% sure. But interesting team. 110 in the bank as well, so we could put one more piece on the line for next game, so we don't have to play over Lona, though we'll see what happens there. That's it for the first game. Next up then we have Human against Nurgle, Northtown Fish Boys against Orinder's Chance, and the Nurgle team have won 2-1, which is a good result actually for Nurgle against Humans. Humans had 1 touchdown, 1 pass, 3 armor breaks, and MVP on a lineman, and Nurgle had 2 touchdowns, 1 def, 1 pass, 16 armor breaks, and MVP level up on the Rotter. Let's have a look at the team, starting with the Humans. So 12-man roster. We have a lineman out with missed next game, and there's not too much development here either. Again, we've got a human team where 2 blitzes have gone guard immediately. It's interesting. And we've gone for basic setup again, ogre, 4 blitzes, thrower, catcher, and the rest linemen. So 2 guard on the blitzes, a strong arm which makes the pass go further, and block on a thrower, and everybody else is a rookie, so not too much development on this team. 50 in the bank, so we could see 1 more lineman potentially. And then the Nurgle team, the other Nurgle team, this Nurgle team. We've got 4 warriors, 1 Pestigore. Maybe we had 2 Pestigores, because that gap is there, which kind of suggests that it was a Pestigore. So maybe the Pestigore died, and Beast of Nurgle, and then the rest Rotters, of course. There's another Pestigore here. So 2 Pestigores, 4 Chaos Warriors, Beast of Nurgle, and 3 Rotters. And we have a Rotter out with, I guess, the minus movement, and a Niggle. Yikes. Rotter death is painful. So, Beast of Nurgle has had pretty good development. We've got Guard Stanfirm, we've got a Block Warrior, we've got a Block Mighty Blow Pestigore, the rest rookies here. We've got the minus movement Niggle, Block Claw Rotter, and 2 with Block Agility. That's kind of interesting, but it's nice to see. And something dead, so 10-man roster for now. We could see 70,000, what can I get you? I can only get you a Rotter, so we may not see anything just yet. Probably waiting to buy that next Pestigore and maybe the last one as well. That's it for game number 2. In game number 3 then, we saw Chaos taking on Lizardman, and Chaos managed to win 2-1. 1 touchdown, a def, and 11 armor breaks for the Lizardman, with Saurus getting MVP. And the Chaos team, 7 circles, 2 touchdowns, 7 armor breaks, and Chaos Warrior got MVP and leveled up. So that's good on both teams in terms of MVP. Let's have a look at the teams, starting with the Lizards. We got a 10-man roster, and it looks like just a skink died, so at least that's something. All 6 Saurus, Croxagore, and 3 skinks. So we have 3 Saurus who've leveled up, they've all been given block. The Croxagore is 1 injury away from leveling up, and each of the skinks have leveled up quite a lot, so it looks like a lot of the SPP has gone the way of the skinks. We have a plus agility diving catch skink, which is very nice. We have a plus movement skink, which is also very nice. And a sidestep diving tackle, relatively common skink development. We can actually buy the last skink as well, I think. No, they're not worth 40 either, they're worth 60. I'm going crazy. We can't buy a skink just yet. So that's it for these lizards. Not too much development. Most of the development has unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on the way you play, gone to the skinks. And their opponent, the Chaos team, 7 circles. There they are. We've got Minotaur, 4 warriors, and 7 beastmen. So that's fairly standard setup with the Minotaur at least. The Minotaur is actually leveled up and has block, which is fantastic. Then we have 2 Mighty Blow Chaos Warrior. One of the Mighty Blow Chaos Warriors also has Claw, and 2 block Chaos Warriors. Then we've only got 2 level ups on the Beastman. This very strange diving tackle. See it very common, don't know why it's put on a Chaos team. And block. And we have 150 in the bank, so we need to spend that soon. That's it for game number 3. Game number 4 saw Norse taking on Dark Elves, and the Dark Elves won 2-0. So Pample Forta Drinkair, 1 pass, 12 armor breaks, expulsion, and Yeti MVP, leveling up from that. And Darkstar second line is 2 touchdowns, a pass, death, 16 armor breaks, with lineman getting MVP. Having a look at the 2 teams, starting with the Norse team Pample Forta Drinkair, we've got 11-man roster, 2 Zergs, 2 Elves, Yeti, and all linemen. Maybe this was a runner that's died, maybe it was, no, nothing died actually, sorry, nothing died in this team. And we've gone Ulferina with block and rookie Ulferina. Yeti has been given Juggernaut this time and had Mighty Blow before. We have a Berserker with dodge, we have a Berserker with minus movement. Then we have 4 rookie linemen, an agility lineman, and a dirty player lineman. So not too much development on this team, but they're doing alright, and 80 in the bank, so we could buy a runner if we wanted to, or another lineman, or a thrower, though throwers don't seem very popular in Rebel. And their opponents were the Dark Elf team, which was it this team? So check, yes it was. So 12-man roster, 110 in the bank, which could be spent on another piece, but I don't see Dark Elves going higher than 12, I don't see the point, but maybe the coach likes it. We got an Agility Wrestle Witch and a Block Witch, so that witch is very nice. Probably going to see a Saka made here. Then all 4 Blitzers, 3 of which have leveled up. We've got Blodge Mighty Blow, which is fantastic, and Blodge Tackle, which is fairly common, and plus movement, and a rookie. Then in terms of linemen, that's all that's left. We've gone Wrestle Leap, which is an interesting combination. Wrestle minus movement, dodge, and niggle with 2 rookies. So that's it for game number 4. Game number 5 was a draw between a Skaven team and a Necromantic team. The Skaven had 1 touchdown, 1 death, 5 armor breaks, and Gutter Runner got MVP but is injured. And on the Necromantic team, Curatora and Starats 5. Curatora 1 touchdown, 17 armor breaks, and Ghoul got MVP. Let's have a look at the teams. So we got an 8-man roster for the Skaven, which is pretty small. I can't speak. Something died, it's not obvious what, may have been a Gutter Runner. And it looks like that injured Gutter Runner that got MVP has actually been fired. So that's interesting. So we've got 4 linemen, 3 of which are rookies, complete rookies, and we have 1 with horns. 40 in the bank means we can't replace any piece. This is the team going into next week. Then we have 2 Storm Vermin, a Mighty Blow piece and a minus agility piece. And then 2 Gutter Runners, 1 with Blodge and 1 with dodge plus movement and sure feet or sprint. That's sprint, isn't it? Yeah. So this one's pretty scary. And even though there's only 8 pieces on this team that are regular, this is actually quite a nice looking Skaven team so far. And I wouldn't necessarily like to play them, though missing sidestep is maybe making them a little bit more squishy than they would be otherwise. That's it for the Skaven team, and having a look at the Necromantic team. And where are they? They are here. 140 in the bank. 12-man roster. We got both wolves. 1 is a blodge plus movement, which is very nice, and 1 is a block agility, which is also very nice, but minus movement, so a bit of a crippled wolf at the same time. Though the plus agility maybe makes up for the minus movement, so no reason to get rid of him by any means. Then we got both flesh golems. 1 is a rookie, but he's an injury away from leveling, and 1 has block guard. Both whites, 1 with mighty blow tackle, 1 with guard. 2 ghouls, both ghouls, sorry, you can have 2 ghouls in the team. 1 with plus movement, 1 is 1 away from leveling, so there's that. And 4 zombies, 3 rookies, and a dirty player. The only thing we can buy is zombies, so I don't think anything else is going to be added to this team anytime soon. You're better off taking zombies from the death of your enemies than buying them. That's it for game number 5. Having a look finally at game number 6, wrong page, sorry. We've got Norse team Rockomotive Git Stompers taking on Khemri team, the Society of Dead Poets. We got 1 touchdown, 1 death, who got MVP unfortunately, and leveled, even more unfortunately, and 6 armor breaks for the Norse team. They went 1-1. 1 touchdown, 13 armor breaks, and an expulsion for the Khemri team, and Tomb Guard got MVP, which is definitely what you want. Let's have a look at the 2 teams then. We just saw that 1 lineman is dead. We also have 2 out injured. We have an Ulf, who has a miss next game, and we have a Zerk, who has missed 1 point in agility. Minus 1 point in agility. Okay, there we go then. So we got 2 Ulfs, 2 runners, 2 Zerks, Yeti, and 4 linemen. No thrower. Nobody has throwers in this league, but oh well. 1 Ulf is a rookie, and he's quite a way away from leveling still. 1 Ulf has been given block, but he also is missed next game. Then the 2 runners, we've got both of them with dodge. 1 has dodge sidestep, 1 has sure hands dodge. Nice. For the berserkers, we have 1 that's close to leveling but is still a rookie, and 1 with mighty blow and now minus agility, which doesn't really affect the berserker so much. He mostly wants to punch things. The Yeti is a complete rookie, no SPP at all. Joe is just leveled up. Well done, Joe. And he's got Fend. Then we have Jeff, who's close to leveling, and 2 more rookies. All of them are J's. 70 in the bank, so we can replace the lineman who's dead if we want to. And how many are actually in this team? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 11. So yeah, if we want a bench, then 1 more player. There we go. That's that team. And their opponents. Who were their opponents? Hopefully I'll see them and remember. Otherwise, the Society of Dead Poets. Yes, that's them. So we've got 90 in the bank, but we've got a 13-man roster, so we're not likely to spend the money. We've got 2 Furrows, 2 Blitzrars, 4 Tomb Guards, and 5 Skeletons. 1 Furrow has leveled to be given Blodge, which is nice. Pretty sure that's a double. And the other one is still a rookie, but he can score a touchdown to level up. Then we have a Blitzrar with Mighty Blow. Most Blitzrars are given Mighty Blow when they first level up, and the other one is about to level up, so good development all round basically. And Tomb Guards, we have 2 rookies that are 1 away from leveling as well, so all of the positionals are close to leveling. That's nice. And we have a Guard piece and a Mighty Blow piece. The Mighty Blow piece is quite close to leveling a 2nd time. Then for the Skeletons, we've got 2 complete rookies. Well, 1 complete rookie and 1 rookie who's close to leveling. We have 2 dirty players. Oh dear, one of the dirty players is about to level up. And we have 1 who has Wrestle Tackle, so he's a kind of pirate bullsacker. Interesting. That's it for game number 6. And our last game in Division 4, game number 7, we had Wood Elves Blue in the Face taking on Noble Team Group Hug. 1 touchdown, 3 passes, 7 armor breaks, and War Dancer MVP level up. This was a draw, 1-1, which is fantastic for Nurgle. And the Nurgle team, 1 touchdown, 1 pass, 1 interception, a death, and 7 armor breaks with Pestigore MVP level up. So good development for both teams, it looks like. Having a look at the Wood Elf team, they haven't seen their team since the game finished. They haven't done their level ups, however you want to look at it. So we've got an 11-man roster. We've got a tree, 11-man roster with a tree, that's interesting. 2 Royal Dancers, Catcher, and then all the linemen. And there's pretty good development here. So we've got a level 3 War Dancer. One level up has already been rolled, of course, and he has Strip Ball. So next we're going to see something that's going to help with making him a sacker. And the other War Dancer is also leveled up again this game, and he has plus movement, so we could see anything going on this War Dancer. The Catcher's leveled up and then has been given block. 2 rookie linemen, a lineman with dodge, a lineman who has leveled up but hasn't been rolled, a lineman with kick, a lineman, 2 more linemen who are rookies, 1 of which can score to level up, and the tree, who only has 2 SPP and is out at the moment with a niggle. That's bad news. And 50 in the bank, so we're not spending that just yet. Bad news with the Sacred Oak, we may be saving up to replace him, especially as he doesn't have a lot of SPP at the moment. So 1 loner next game. And they were playing against that Huggy Nurgle team, this one. Also 50 in the bank. And 10-man roster. Looks like a warrior died. That's bad news. We got 4 pestigals, 3 warriors now, and a beast of noble. All the warriors are rookies. We've got a pestigal with block extra arm. We've got a pestigal with block niggle. We've got a pestigal with wrestle, and a rookie pestigal. 2 rookie rotters and beastman, who is beast of noble, sorry, who is also a rookie. 50 in the bank. The only thing we can buy is a rotter, so we're probably waiting to replace the dead warrior. That's a shame. But that's it for all of the games now for Division 4. Let's move on to Division 3. Alright, moving on to Division 3 then, which is my division, so back to a more standard setup. And at this midpoint in the video, I will say that this was a bloody bad idea, because this is a lot of work, but never mind. This one is going to be a bit longer, and even though, as you can see, there are 3 games that haven't been played, these 3 games are all admin games, and this one just hasn't been validated. So this is the week as it's going to stand, I guess. So we're going to have a win for the humans, we're going to have a win for the Lizardmen, we're going to have a win for Chaos Dwarves, then Mad Rat's Fury Road, the Skaven team, managed to win 2-1 against Filbo's Fighting Fist. The Orcs, the Real Wash Dragons, my team, somehow managed to win against the Nordic Nooblets 2-1. Spotford FC, the Lizardmen, took on the Crimson Horns, the Chaos team, and won 3-0. And there was a draw between Infection Inc. and Undeady Bears. Let's have a look at these games in a bit more detail then. Alright, for these first 3 games I'm just going to look straight at the team, because these 3 did get they did have the bye week, so each of them have developed and none of them have had a chance to look at their team yet. So, the human team, a Blitzer leveled up but hasn't had a chance to roll yet, so we're going to have probably a Mighty Blow here, though it depends on what he rolls, of course. Rolling a double we may see something else, but Mighty Blow is most likely. And nothing else is new on this team as of yet. He has 21 to spend though, so we may see one more piece, or we may see that spent on club. And these are actually my opponent for next week, so we will see a detailed breakdown of this team and my team before the match, as always. That's it, so yeah, that's it for the humans, and for game number 1. That was quick. In game number 2, Atletico's Reptiles was teamed up against Hilo, which is also a bye week now, unfortunately. And we have a level up on a Skink and a level up on a Saurus, so we don't have a rookie Saurus anymore. That's probably one more block, and we may actually see a catch finally, though sidestep is possible and another diving tackle, of course, is possible as well. I would personally go catch though, just to give you that little bit of maneuverability with this team. 24 in the bank as well, so we may see a Skink or 2, though I don't think he wants to develop his team that way, so we got to spend it somehow though, so maybe on club, just to get the TV down a little bit, depending on who his next opponent is, of course. That's it for the Lizard team and game number 2. And the last team to get an admin win was the Black and Wrecker team from Coach Ken. There's a small chance he's actually had a look at the team, because otherwise he's had no level ups, which is a little bit weird. Let's have a quick look. No level up there, no level up there, and Belt, Sand and Otto, Belt and Otto, okay. Belt, no, and Otto, no. Okay, so we just had some bad luck with where the SPP has gone. So no development on the Chaos Dwarf team. We can buy one more Chaos Dwarf blocker though, at least, so we can get him back in the team and bring ourselves back up to 11 men, I think, because this is a 10-man team at the moment, looking at it. It's a 9-man team at the moment, looking at it. So we could actually see both a Chaos Dwarf and a Hobgoblin bought, just so we don't have to play over Loner. But be interesting to see what Ken actually does, and I don't think the 4th Hobgoblin is necessary, to be fair. The Loner for 1 week is not such a big deal. Though that's the only development I can see happening in this team. That's it for game number 3. Moving on to game number 4 then. Filbo Bagnum's Filbo's Fighting Fists. The Orcs went 1-2 against Fatin's Mad Rats, Fury Road, the Skaven team, that I don't think have lost a match yet. The Orcs go 1 touchdown, 2 passes, 17 armor breaks, and an expulsion, with a lineman getting MVP. There's one with a big chin. And Mad Rats Fury Road, we've got 2 touchdowns, 1 pass, 2 armor breaks, and also a lineman getting MVP. And the SPP went as follows. We've got 9, 11, 14. against 10-14. So let's have a look at the team, starting with the Orcs then. They haven't managed to have a look at the team since the game is over, so there's a blitzer waiting to roll. That's new, and there's a blitzer with a niggle. That's bad news, and that's also new. Otherwise, I think this team is the same as it was. Let's do a quick rudimentary check. Yes, I think so. So we've got 140 in the bank as well, so in theory we could buy something, but it's not very likely. This team is developing really nicely, and I'm not looking forward to facing them. They may actually be my next opponent, which is pretty bad news, but no, my next opponent is the humans. But they come after the humans, I think, so I gotta face this team soon, and I'm not looking forward to it. But there we go. That's the Orcs. So just this level up, we don't know what it is yet, and this niggle. Having a look at Mad Rats, Furry Road. The team is completely full, nothing's injured, which is a shock. It's always a shock when you see that on a Skaven team. And let's have a look for something new. I don't think so. Is there anything that could have potentially leveled recently? No, I think this team has actually had no development this week. I might be wrong though. I'm not sure the Diddy player was there before actually. Otherwise, it looks like the team is the same as it was. We've still got the 3 rookies. 4 rookies including the Gutter Runner, but we're getting close with quite a few pieces. We've got Gutter Runner nearly leveling, second Gutter Runner nearly leveling, a Lineman nearly leveling again, and a Lineman nearly leveling for the first time. So overall, good development for the Rats. Interesting to see if they can actually go all season without a loss. Moving on to game number 5. Game number 5 was actually my game against Bainesy and his Nordic Nublets. It was a tough game for Bainesy. He took a lot of really unlucky armor rolls, both giving and receiving, so he had a bit of a rough match, to be honest. 1 touchdown, 1 pass, 13 armor breaks, and MVP level up for Flocky the Lineman. And for the Real Lost Dragons, I did not buy this piece. He has got MVP, not leveled up. Then we have 2 touchdowns, 14 armor breaks, and the Peasants managed to win, the Bretonians, managed to win 2-1. SPP then, we've got 10-13, and we've got 11-17. Good development all round. Let's have a look at the Norse team then. Flocky got Agility as his level up, which is good news. They were the same, all Fariners are the same, and I don't think there's any further development. I don't think Gerber had tackle actually, so that's new, and I don't think this runner had dodge, so there's quite a lot of new things on this team actually. We've also got 2 linemen within a touchdown of leveling, and we've got another lineman in touchdown of leveling actually. The Yeti is pretty close, he only has to hurt 2 more people to level up. The Ulf is about to level up, and the Berserker is about to level up to level 6, which is good news. And Dixie took an injury. It's just a miss next game now. A lot of his pieces were missing, but only one of them was relatively permanent, so that's not so bad as an overall result. And he has 150 in the bank, so it'll be interesting to see if he spends that on something. And maybe Dixie level as well, actually. Was there a plus strength piece? I can't remember. Anyway, that's it for the Nordic Nublets, and having a look at my team briefly, because I talk about my team quite a lot, obviously. The Real Lost Dragons, we got 50 in the bank, so we can't quite replace that last blocker yet. Though we did get 1 more level on Stephen. He's now got dodge as well, and I'm not really close with any piece. I'm within MVP with Cledwin, and I'm 4 away within MVP again with Dowie the blocker. So these 2 could potentially level up, but nothing's really close to leveling at the time for the time being. That's it. Oh, and Aaron is actually MVP as well, though he has a niggle, so I actually want to replace him, realistically, eventually. But that's it for this match. Let's move on. In game number 6, Squatfoot FC took on the Crimson Horns Lizards against Chaos, and the Lizards won 3-0. We got 3 touchdowns, 11 armor breaks, and Saurus MVP, which is good news. And Chaos had 1 pass, 2 armor breaks, don't know what happened there, and the MVP on Chaos Warrior. So a 6 SPP game for the Chaos, and 11-14 for the Lizards Squatfed FC. Having a look at Squatfed FC first of all then. What's new? Nothing is jumping out as new. Maybe diving tackle, don't think that was there before actually. And I'm not actually sure that the diving catch was there either, so maybe these two are new. But overall the team looks very similar. And in terms of what's close, we've got a Saurus that's almost leveled. We've got another Saurus that is almost leveled, and another Saurus that's almost leveled. 3 Sauri, really close to leveling. In fact, all the Sauri, apart from the rookie, are pretty close to leveling up. And there was a Saurus that got MVP, so I'm not sure which one that is. It must have been this one, but that doesn't make any sense. So I don't know what happened there. And then in terms of skinks, we've got nothing close to leveling, and I can't believe this piece is still here actually. And the Croxagore is also close to getting level 5, so interesting all round for the Lizard team here. And I've got a couple of weeks before I face this team. Not looking forward to facing these guys at all either. This is going to be a painful match, I believe. And the opponents, these are going to be my last opponent actually. My very last week will be against this Chaos team. And there are 2 rookies now. I'm not sure there were 2 rookies before. And I don't think... this piece is leveled, I think, getting Mighty Blow. Otherwise, I think the team is the same as it was before. This Minotaur is relatively close to leveling again, he just has to kill 2 things. No, he doesn't, he needs a 5, so he needs an MVP. This one needs 6, that's relatively close, this one needs 6. These 2, of course, are very close to leveling. And other than that, nothing's really within range. So the Chaos team still looks relatively scary, but they're not having a very good season. So I don't know what's going on there. And there's 140 in the bank. We may see one more rookie Beastman. Who knows? That's it for game number 6. And lastly, game number 7, we have Infection Inc., the Nurgle team from Infinite Pink, taking on the Undeady Bears from what's the name of the coach? Powered, and his undead team. So 1 touchdown, 1 pass, 13 armor breaks, 1 expulsion, and Nurgle Warrior got MVP. 1 touchdown, 1 pass, 6 armor breaks, and White got MVP. So nice development, and also looks like he got a minor strength, so unfortunate development. And we've got 9, 13, 17 against 11. Let's have a look at the teams then, starting with Infinite Pink's Infection Inc. And what's new here then? Mighty Blow, I think. I don't think that was there before. Wrestle, I think. I don't think that was there before. Otherwise, the team looks the same as it was in the last week. Anything close? We've got Nurgle Warrior within touchdown range. We've got Nurgle Warrior within pass range. We've got Nurgle Warrior within MVP range. We've got Pestigore within MVP range. And then the rest are as far away as they can be from leveling. And there's 90 in the bank, but I don't think it's going to be spent. That's it for the Nurgle. Let's have a look at the Undeady Bears. 190 in the bank, we can replace that Busted White and the Busted Zombie if we want to. So, what's new? Grab was there before, that was all there. Dun, 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 dun. I don't think anything is new. Maybe this block, don't think that was there before, but otherwise, all the same. We have enough money to replace both the White and the Zombie. Don't know if we're going to bother, but... well, there's no point replacing the Zombie actually, but we can replace the White at least. And maybe the Ghoul. The White and the Ghoul could be replaced. Though, missing out on sidestep can be pretty painful this late in the game, so maybe we don't want to replace this piece. And that extra Mighty Blow can help as well, so maybe we're not going to see any replacements, but it's something to perhaps think about. Otherwise, there's nothing new on this team, so what's within range? We've got a Mummy that is a pass within range, that'd be good to see. Mummy pass. We've got MVP White. We've got a touchdown Ghoul. We've got a pass Zombie, but he's not playing next game. We've got MVP Zombie, and we've got pass Zombie again. So we've got a couple that are close to leveling in this team as well. That's it for the games. Let's have a look at the leaderboard so far then. It is going to change a little bit because there's going to be a win for each of these teams here. The humans, the lizards, and the Chaos Dwarves. So let's try and keep that in mind. So Mad Rats, they have indeed won all their games. They're at the top with 7 wins. Undeady Bears, 5 wins, 2 draws, are in 2nd place. Infection Inc., having lost this game, are in 3rd place, 5-1-1. And Lizardman Atletico Reptiles, they are one that are getting a bye week, so they're actually 5-1-1, so these two are joint 3rd. Philbo's Fighting Fist, 3-2-2. Squatford FC, 3-0-3. That game hasn't gone through, so 4-0-3 because they beat the Chaos team. Bainesy 3-0-4 now. The Humans are one of the teams that are going to get the bye, so 3-1-3. The Crimson Horns are at 2-1-3. Bretonians 2-1-4. The Crimson Horns are 2-1-4, same as me because they haven't had that game confirmed. Ken got a bye, so 2-2-3, and then the 3 bye teams. So that's the leaderboard going into week number 8. Let's move on to Division 2. Alright, moving right along and having a look at Division 2 then. It looks like this used to have a bye week, but the bye week has been replaced because there are 14 teams without the bye week. So let's have a look at what we got. Let's not try and guess how many there are. So we have a Dark Elf team, Bretonian, Norse, Skaven, Nurgle. That's 5 different teams. Human, Undead, 2nd Nurgle, 3rd Nurgle, Orc, Lizardman, 2 lots of Dwarf, and a 2nd Dark Elf team. So that's the range there. Let's have a look at last week and the leaderboard. Alright, having a look at the schedule and leaderboard for Division 2 then. Not going to remember these teams, to be honest. I'm going to say that right now. If I can remember any of them, I will say what they are or who they're led by, but I don't remember most, to be fair. Backstabbers 2. Yeah, already I'm not sure. I think it's Skaven, but I'm not 100% sure. Went 1-1 against Things That Make You Go, which was definitely a Nurgle team. The Good Old Days, don't remember, went 1-1 against Umis, which is the richest teased humans, I believe. The Good Old Days, I think, are Skaven, actually. I think this was Human v Skaven, so maybe these are Dark Elves, I don't know. And Alve, can't remember who they are, went 0-2 against Cryptically Humorous, which I think was Undead, but may have been Necromantic. Bringers of Silly Hats, which I think actually are Bretonian, went 0-2 against The Dead, Bad and Ugly, which I guess from the name is Undead, but to be honest, could be Necromantic, could be a lot of things. Could be Nurgle as well. Heretics of Lilith went 2-1 against Mutant Ninja Rotters. I guess this is a Nurgle team. We Like to Drink, which I guess is... actually I think it's Norse. Went 2-0 via admin win, unfortunately, against Yacinde's Super Green Orcs. And 4 Feet of Fun, which is a Dwarf team definitely, went 0-0 against Alliterative Allosauri, which I'm pretty sure is a Lizard team. So that's the matchups this week. Now, having a look at the leaderboard then, we've got the Lizards at the top with 4-2-1, led by HUD. Yacinde's Orcs are in 2nd with 4-1-2. The admin week, didn't hurt him too much. The Dwarves We Like to Drink, they are Dwarves, okay, from Mego went 3-3-1, and they are joint with The Richest Tea and Fullmetal, with Things That Make You Go, the Nurgle team, and Umis, the Human team. Then we have Pyro TJ's Undead Cryptically Humorous with 3-2-2, followed by Random Boy 987, The Good Old Days, the Skaven team, with 2-5-0. Then a joint matchup again from Major Bite and Combat with Alve, which are Norse, and the Dead, Bad and Ugly, which are Nurgle, with 3-1-3 each. Then Andy 90, Dark Elf Heretics Lilith with 2-3-2. The Mutant Ninja Rotters are drawn with Bringers of Silly Hat from Mr. Reki and Captain J. Yasarian, Nurgle and Bretonian with 1-2-4. Then we have 4 Feet of Fun, the Dwarf team from Wormster with 0-3-4. And lastly, Dark Elf team, the Backstabbers from Vels with 0-3-4. Which I think was joint with 4 Feet of Fun, yes it was. Let's have a look at the teams then. In game number 1 then, we've got Backstabbers 2, interesting, against Things That Make You Go, Kinda wanna dance now. Anyway, we got Touchdown, Def, 5 armor breaks, and Level Up on Blitzer from MVP. We've got Touchdown, 2 passes, 13 armor breaks, 2 expulsions, and MVP Pestigore, and the game ended in a draw. Let's have a look at the teams then. The Dark Elf team is an 11-man roster. I'm just going to get the report up. There it is. So we've got a player out, and the player out is just a miss next game. There was also a lineman that was killed in this match, so maybe one of these two is actually new. Then, what do we got then? We got a runner. We got all 4 blitzers, 2 witch elves, and 4 linemen. The runner has been given pass dodge. The first blitzer has been given strength dodge. The second blitzer has been given mighty blow, dodge, tackle, piling on. That's a very interesting blitzer. That's 2 doubles. And this one has just been given piling on. He didn't have it before. Connor, the misneck game, has guard and dodge, which is also a double. So we've had a 12, 2 doubles, a double, and an 11, because blitzer number 4 has dodge, sidestep, agility plus. Then the 2 witch elves. We've got agility, leap, minus movement, and a rookie. Then for the lineman, we've got wrestle, kick, 2 doubles, guard, mighty blow. Wow, lots of doubles on this team. And then 2 rookies. This is a rather disgusting Dark Elf team. Fair enough. That's all I can say about the team, really. And their opponent, things that make you go, where are they? There they are. And this is Fullmetal. There we go then. I know Fullmetal relatively well. We've spoken quite a lot, but I haven't played him, so don't know too much about him. And we've got 170 in the bank, which we could spend, but it will give us a full roster, so that's not very likely. We could spend it on club, maybe? Yeah, we can spend it on club. There we go then. And we got Beast of Nurgle, all 4 warriors, all 4 pestigores, and 5 rotters. It's a big Nurgle team. And 4 of the 5 rotters are actually rookies. This one looks like it came from the Dark Elf team last game, because he has a similar name to the guys from there. Beast of Nurgle, the ex-wife. Nice. We have Guard, Stand Firm. Nurgle Warrior. All 4 of them have Mighty Blow Block. We have 1 with Mighty Blow Block Guard and a Niggle, and 2 with Mighty Blow Block Claw. So 2 developing into kill pieces. Then for the pestigores, we have a Frenzied Juggernaut, which is an interesting combination, and he is actually 1 touchdown away from leveling. We have Sure Hands Agility, which is a very nice combination. We have Wrestle, who is 2 away from leveling. And we have plus Strength, so the pestigores have developed very nicely. Then for the rotters, there are 2 that have leveled. 1 has minus movement, dirty player kick, and the second one is also a dirty player. There's also a rotter who is soon to be a dirty player, I'm sure. That's it for game number 1. Alright then, game number 2. This stuff is too loud, 1 second. Game number 2 then, we see Skaven, the good old days, taking on Umis, the human team. And it was a draw, 1-1. So 1 touchdown, 1 pass, 9 armor breaks for the Skaven, with a lineman leveling up, a dirty lineman for that matter. And on the Umi side, 1 touchdown, 1 pass, 13 armor breaks, and the catcher MVP leveled up. Let's have a look at the teams. Having looked at the good old days first of all, there's an 11-man roster, but there's a Storm Vermin out, and the Storm Vermin is out with Miss Next Game. So the team, we have 2 Storm Vermins, 4 Gutter Runners, and then all linemen. Relatively standard Skaven setup. 1 Storm Vermin has leveled up to get Claw and Mighty Blow, that's a killer piece. 1 has leveled up with Mighty Blow Tackle. Then we have the 4 Gutter Runners, we have a Rookie, we have a plus Agility, we have a Block, Sidestep, Diving, Tackle, Fend, and a plus Strength, Wrestle, Leap, Tackle. So, interesting. Interesting indeed. It's going to be really interesting to see what this one does, actually. Then following that, we have all the linemen. We have 2 rookies, one of which is Niggled. All 3 that have leveled up are dirty players, and 1 also has Kick. There's 60 in the bank, so we may see 1 more lineman, but don't know. Don't know a lot of these coaches. And the Umis, I've probably just skipped over them. I guess I have. There they are. Ah, this is the Richest T, one of the casters. I've never actually watched his cast, I'm sad to say. I will. I'll try and watch your next one, if I am available to do so. I've been pretty busy recently, though. So, pretty standard human team. We've gone Ogre, 4 blitzers, of course, Thrower, 2 catchers, and all the linemen. This is a very common setup for humans. Don't like 2 catchers myself, but a lot of people do. Don't like the ogre much either, but that's beside the point. A lot of people say the ogre is essential, so there we go. Ogre has guard. The blitzers, we have one rookie, one with guard, one with mighty blow tackle, one with mighty blow movement, agility and tackle. That's a pretty disgusting piece, I like it. There's a thrower with agility and block, and there's two catchers, one with wrestle, stripple, dauntless, that's the sacker, and one with guard block, and guard of course a double. Then we've got the linemen, we've got two wrestle linemen, we've got two rookie linemen, and we've got a dirty player kick lineman. So that's the Umis, and 150 in the bank. Can't really see him spending that on anything in particular, so that's it for this game. In game number 3 we have the Norse team Alve and the undead team Cryptically Humorous. Are they undead or necromantic? I think they're undead. We got 1 pass, 1 armor break, and Ulf Verena getting MVP and dancing. And we got 2 touchdowns, 23 armor breaks, and Ghoul getting MVP and leveling up. 2-0 to Cryptically Humorous, which is a fantastic name. Let's have a look at Alve first then. So, 4, 5, 11-man roster, just a basic roster. We've got 5 linemen, 2 Ulfs, 2 runners, and a Zerg, which is not a very common setup, but is the kind of setup that I'm more likely to go for, to be fair, so that's interesting to see. And then we've got 2 rookie linemen and a rookie Ulf. They are the rookies. Then we have a lineman with Dirty Player, a lineman with Stripple, and 2 linemen with Guard. They're the expensive pieces, obviously, on the lineman front at least. Then we have an Ulf Verena, who is very expensive actually. Doubles for Mighty Blow, 12 for plus strength, and a block. He's very nice. Then the runner has Stripple, agility, and dodge. Originally he was going to be a sacker, but it looks more like he's actually, well, still a sacker because they both have agility. Interesting. And then we have runner with plus movement, plus agility, dodge, tackle, leap. Disgusting. Wow, fantastic. And then the Zerker has been given Mighty Blow. So, very interesting Norse team actually. I'd like to see these guys in action. I may look out for a game with this coach. And 80 grand in the bank, so we could buy 1 more piece if we want to. Not quite the other Berserker yet though. I guess the other Berserkers died actually, it's very uncommon not to see the 2 Berserkers. And his opponent, Cryptically Humorous. Great name. 12-man roster. And we've got both mummies, one with guard grab, one with movement 5. That's a funny mummy. Block, which is a double, and break tackle. Very interesting mummy indeed. Very expensive mummy as well. Then we got both whites, Mighty Blow and movement. And the other white is armor busted with guard, Mighty Blow and dodge. So he's a blodge white. 2 ghouls. No, 4 ghouls, just the other 2 down here, I see. So a ghoul with sure hands, block, guard, sidestep. A rookie ghoul. A ghoul with movement, tackle, wrestle. And another one with wrestle. So we've got 2 potential sackers here. And then all of the zombies have leveled up, which is interesting. We've got 2 dirty players, one with block, one with guard. We've got a wrestle Mighty Blow piece and a kick piece. Nice undead team. 170, got to spend some of that now, so it'll be interesting to see what he spends the money on. If he just buys a zombie or if he does something to the club. He can't do something to the club, so... Or takes a reroll. That's kind of crazy though. Or just cheerleaders and coach assistants. That's a good way to get rid of a couple of 10 grands. And the rest are inducements. Anyway, interesting to see where they go from here. And of course this ghoul needs to level up again. He has leveled up again, but he hasn't been rolled to see what he's going to get. That's it for game number 3. Next up, game number 4, we have a very, very high TV Bretonnian team called Bringers of Silly Hats against the Dead, Bad and Ugly, which is a noble team. 2 armor breaks, and that's all for the Bretonnians, so it looks like it was a rough match. And 2 touchdowns, 26 armor breaks. Normal for Bretonnians. And we have a blocker with MVP and a Noble Warrior with MVP, gone from 0 to 5, 2-0 to the Noble team. Having a look at the teams themselves then, starting with this really high team value, let's just have a look at that first of all. 2090, that's incredibly big for a Bretonnian team. Interesting. And we've got all 4 blitzers, all 4 blockers, they're all still alive, but some of them are busted. And then all the peasants, for a total of 14 players, just leaving some gap for Zug and Griff, I guess. Let's see how these blitzers have leveled up then. So we've got a sure hands blitzer with dodge, agility, and strong arm. That's an interesting piece. Then we've got dodge, movement, sidestep. And we've got dodge, tackle, agility, and dodge, frenzy of all things, and strip ball. He's clearly the sacker, though this one kind of looks like he was originally going to be a sacker as well, so that's interesting. Then we've got the blockers, one with mighty blow, piling on, tackle, pro, that's the killer, and he's agility busted. And then a movement busted one with guard, mighty blow, and then 2 more guard. So yeah, fairly standard with the blockers, but the blitzers are quite interesting. And then all the peasants, also known as linemen, but I can't not call them peasants for some reason. We've got a rookie one, we've got 3 dirty players. 1 dirty player is agility busted, 1 dirty player is movement busted. Then the last dirty player has wrestle and tackle. Then we have a movement agility busted, piling on, mighty blow, pro, peasant. That piece is a beauty. I'm surprised it's not dead, but I guess the people have tried looking at the stats. And the last one has been given block, which is actually something I don't see very often on peasants, so that's interesting. 140 in the bank, so we could see that spent on something. And the dead, bad and ugly were his opponent. 9-man roster. Interesting. We've got Beast, all 4 Nurgles, all 4 Warriors, sorry, and 3 of the 4 Pestigores. So probably saving up for the last Pestigore. You can afford it now, so that's probably what we're going to see added, maybe even this week. So the Beast, I'm going to have to click on him, he's got too many skills. Has got block, stand firm, and guard. Block is cool, stand firm, guard, relatively common. And then we've got all 3 Nurgle Warriors that have leveled up the exact same way. Block, guard, which is not overly common, but it is safe, so quite like this team. Then we've got a Pestigore with mighty blow, claw, tackle, and strength 4, so he's a murder piece, and he's basically a 5th warrior with speed. And then we've got the other 2 Pestigores with block, and a Rotter with block dauntless. Lots of block on this team, just 1 piece is missing it, so impressive how safe you've kept this noble team. Congratulations. That's it for this game. In Game 5 we see the Dark Elves Heretics of Lilith, taking on the Nurgle team Mutant Ninja Rotters. Nice name. 2 touchdowns, 5 armor breaks, and Blitzer, MVP. Mutant Ninja Rotters, 1 touchdown, 1 death, 13 armor breaks, and an expulsion, so fouling here. 2-1 to the Dark Elves. Let's have a look at the teams then. We've got 200 to spend for the Dark Elves, and a roster of 10. There's 1 witch, yeah, just 1 witch, all 4 blitzers, and then the rest linemen, and everybody but 1 has leveled up. Just this 1 lineman with a niggle. Yeah, this 1 lineman with a niggle is the only rookie, so we may see a player or 2 bought here, and we may even see this piece replaced at some point. So, the first lineman, who is number 1 for some reason, he's been given wrestle. The witch elf has block and sidestep. The blitzers go thus: we have a blodge, sidestep, tackle, we have a mighty blow, piling on, tackle, and we have a dodge, catch, mighty blow, movement 9. Disgusting. I love it. And a rookie. So actually there's 2 rookies in the team, my mistake. Then there's a lineman with wrestle, a lineman with blodge and minus agility, and a lineman with blodge, guard. So, nice looking Dark Elf team actually. Very nice. I'm glad I'm not playing them. Then their opponents, the other noble team, this one. We've got 4 Noble Warriors, 1, 2, 4 Pestigores, Beast of Nurgle, and 2 Rotters. Roster of 11. And 100 in the bank to spend if we want to. So the Rotter at the top is a rookie. Then we have a Nurgle Warrior, 2 Nurgle Warriors with block. 1 is armor busted though. A Nurgle Warrior with mighty blow. And the last Nurgle Warrior also has block, so lots of block in this Noble team as well. Then the Pestigores, we have a mighty blow, claw, tackle, block piece, which is kind of a kill piece, but a safe one. Then we have a sure hands, dodge, block, Kick-off return minus movement. He was a carrier, don't know if he still is. I guess so, there's no other option at the moment, but the minus movement's kind of ruined his career. Minus movement Rotter, a Pestigore with Mighty Blow, and a Pestigore that is a Sacker with Wrestle, Strip Ball, Tackle. And the Beast is still a rookie. So that's it for this match. Having a look at game number 5, I think. This game is literally just rolls, so neither team have had a chance to look at their teams, and it was unfortunately an admin win against Yusinde because he has been sick this week, and he has actually been... No, he hasn't been admin in our league, actually. Yusinde is one of our boys as well. And the Dwarves, of course, went 2-0 because of the admin week. So a runner and a blitzer both leveled up from MVP, so that's fantastic news. And of course 2 touchdowns as well for that team. Nothing really interesting to say. Let's have a look at the teams though. The Dwarf team then, we've got the 2 Troll Slayers, we've got 2 Blitzers, 2 Runners, lots of Longbeards, and a Death Roller. There we go, we've got a crazy Dwarf team. So, the Troll Slayers, we've got one with Mighty Blow piling on Tackle, and we've got one with Mighty Blow piling on Tackle Pro. I guess they're going to develop in a similar way. Both of them are about halfway towards leveling. Then we have a Blitzer with Diving Tackle, who's also leveled up, but of course it hasn't been rolled yet, and we have a fresh Blitzer with absolutely no SPP. The runner also leveled up, but he hasn't been rolled yet, but he does already have Block, and the second runner has Block Dodge, which is fantastic for a Dwarf runner, and pretty disgusting, plus Movement, Kick-Off Return, and Fend. Then we have all the Longbeards. We have 1, 2, 3 rookies, one with Diving Tackle Guard, one with Mighty Blow Guard, and one with Guard, Mighty Blow, Stand Firm. And the Death Roller himself, he's been given Grab and Block, so he's developed pretty well. And we have 310 in the bank, so we want to get rid of as much of that as possible, realistically, because that's just adding way too much to the TV. That's it for the Dwarf team from Mego. Let's have a look at Yusinde's Orcs. Here they are, super green. 4 Blitzers, 4 Black Orcs, Thrower, 4 Linemen. Relatively common setup for Orcs. Making it a 13-man roster. Yeah, the Dwarf team was a 13-man roster as well. So, we have all 4 Blitzers leveled up. The lowest level has Mighty Blow, and he's about to level up again. The second Blitzer has just leveled up, and he has Tackle Guard. We have an MVP range level up with Strength, Frenzy, and Stand Firm, and we have one that's roughly in the middle with Mighty Blow, Tackle, Movement, and Piling On. So we got a Murder Blitzer. Then for the Black Orcs, they've all developed, and 3 of them have got Guard, 3 of them have got Block. One has Block, Guard, Mighty Blow, and that one is Shrek, of course it is. And then the Thrower, he's done pretty well with level ups, and he's also close to leveling again. If he can get MVP, he will. He's got plus Strength, plus Movement, Block, and Kick-Off Return, so that's nice. And we have 4 rookie linemen. I know that having played Yusinde's Orc team in a different league, though I know that he doesn't use the linemen for much other than fouling and standing in the way. So not really surprising that a lot of the SPP hasn't gone their way. That's it for this game. And the last game, game number 7, we have the Dwarf team with the best name I've ever seen for Dwarfs, 4 Feet of Fun. And the Lizard team, Alliterative Allosauri. So 11 armor breaks and the Blitzer getting MVP, and 10 armor breaks and Saurus getting MVP and leveling up. Let's have a look at the team, starting with the 4 Feet of Fun. Interesting, the coach is only level 10. I guess he hasn't played too much in open ladder though, so that's fair enough. I don't think you can level up in a private league. And this Dwarf team is a little bit confusing. Let's have a look. So we got 1 Blitzer, 2 Blitzers, 2 Runners, 2 Troll Slayers, and the rest Longbeards. Fairly common setup. 12-man roster, 160 in the bank, so got to spend that on something. We got a plus movement Blitzer. We've got a rookie Troll Slayer. We've got a runner with block, move, and kick-off return. We have a runner with block and fend. We have a Blitzer with guard. We have all of our Longbeards with guard, literally all of them. One also has Mighty Blow, one has Mighty Blow Stand Firm, one has just Stand Firm, and we have a Niggle and a minus movement. Then another rookie Troll Slayer. Both Troll Slayers are rookies. Interesting. So that's the Dwarf team. And their opponents were the Alliterative Allosauri. 12-man roster as well, 2 people out actually. Saurus with Miss Next Game, and Skink with Miss Next Game. I wonder if you just hover over it, does it tell you? I don't think it does. No, you can't. Okay. So we got basic setup: Croxagore, 6 Saurus, 5 Skinks. It's a 12-man roster. The Croxagore has Guard. The Miss Next Game Saurus has Strength Up. We have 4 Saurus with Block, 3 with Mighty Blow, 1 with Tackle, and then a Rookie Saurus. And we have 4 Rookie Skinks, one of them Miss Next Game, then a Movement Sidestep Sprint Skink, and a Sidestep Diving Tackle. Relatively regular team, nothing too surprising to see here. And 130 in the bank that we're probably not going to spend. That's it for this division. Let's go on to the top one. And the big one then, having a look at Division 1. And Division 1 has, in theory, all the best players in the European area of Rebel, including a couple of really big names, like I'm pretty sure this is the Sage. And there are a couple other names that are relatively well known, especially in the Rebel ranks. And there's literally 14 teams here, so the teams that started are all still here, and they're all live as far as I can tell. Let's have a look at the matches from last week and the leaderboard. I forgot to look at what we had first, so let's do that first actually, before we have a look at the leaderboard and schedule. We have Wood Elf, High Elf, Dark Elf, 3 flavors of Elf immediately. Orc, Dwarf, all of the classics, Undead, Chaos, second Dark Elf, Bretonnian, a little bit surprising, Chaos, second Orc, second Chaos, Nurgle, Necromantic. Quite a good mix, actually. Now let's have a look at the schedule and the leaderboard. Alright, so let's have a look at the schedule and leaderboard. I'm not going to jump between the teams and the schedule again, let's just see how many I can remember. So Dr. Freakazoid's Escapees was a Necromantic team, and they were up against Karoon Mighty Knights, which was a Bretonnian team, and that looks like a 2-1 grind. Black Pyramid, the Dark Elves, took on Sage's Chaos Slanish Slaughterers, and they won 2-0. En Passant was a Chaos team against Art of the Warg, the Orc team led by Pete, and En Passant won 1-0. Lyrics Wraiths Undead lost 2-0 to, I guess, Chaos Cornigo Carnagers, though I don't really remember that team. Bargain Boozers, the Dwarves, lost 0-2 against the 99ers Reborn, which were Nurgle, I think. Maybe Orc will work. The Orc team of Gerber took on High Sails, and they drew 2-2. High Sails, I believe, was the Wood Elf team. And Jungle Corsairs, the Dark Elves, won 3-0 against the High Elves. Interdimensional bullshit. I don't know how close that was. I think it was pretty much right. Having looked at the leaderboard then, the Cornigo Carnagers are indeed a Chaos team. Okay, so we got the 2 Chaos at the top. One with Viking Cop, one with the Sage. 6-0-1 for number 1 and 5-1-1 for the Sage in number 2. The High Elves are in third with 5-0-2, led by Toskai 7. Gerber's Orcs come in fourth with 3-3-1. The third Chaos team, En Passant, and Art of the Warg from Pete and Crimson Fox. They are both in 5th position with 3-2-2. Then we have 2 in 6th, the Necromantic and Dark Elf team led by Kairus and Dreamify, 3-1-3. The Wood Elf team, High Sails, come next with 2-2-3 led by Venikar. Then the Dark Elf team, Black Pyramid, are joined with the Bretonnian team, Karoon Mighty Knights, led by Rawatama and Rift Cannon with 2-1-4 apiece, and Bleeding Hippies, the 99ers Reborn, are also in the same rank with 2-1-4, and unfortunately for Haringzord at the bottom with the Bargain Boozers with 2-0-5. That's not the bottom, sorry, there's one more team. The Undead team, Lyrics Wraiths, are at the bottom with 0-1-6. That's it for the schedule and the leaderboard. That team was led by Jokester, sorry. Let's have a look at the actual teams then. Alright, having a look at game number 1 from this week then. We had the Necromantic team, Dr. Freakazoid's Escapees, versus the Bretonnian team, Karoon Mighty Knights. 2 touchdowns, 17 armor breaks, and level MVP on Flesh Column. The Necromantic won 2-1 against the Bretonnians, 1 touchdown, 4 armor breaks, and level up on alignment. Sounds like that was a very Necromantic heavy game, but the Bretonnians managed a touchdown at least. And this is Chaos, who I actually know, because he's now part of the ICBBL as well, and it's nice to talk to him every now and then. We got 2 elves, 2 flesh golems, 2 wights, 2 ghouls, and 5 zombies. Standard necromantic setup. Both werewolves have movement 9, which is pretty disgusting. We have a blodge tackle movement piece and a blodge mighty blow sidestep movement piece. Very nice. Both flesh golems have leveled the exact same way. They have block guard, and the wights have leveled the same way, but one's leveled a lot more. They both have mighty blow, but we have a jump up piling on tackle piece. So there's your murderer. He's right there, Skeletor. Then just 2 ghouls, which is quite unusual for an undead team actually. I said it was it's necromantic. Sorry, I'm going mad. It's completely normal. We have dodge wrestle. Sorry, just wrestle. These starts with dodge, and a block sure hands. Ghoul as well. Then 3 rookie zombies, a dirty player zombie, and a wrestle piece with busted agility. 210 to play with as well, so we're going to have to spend that on something for certain. Then the Bretonnian team, here they are. Don't know this coach actually. We've got all 4 blocks blitzers and 3 of the 4 blockers, so there's a blocker missing from this team. Good chance he's been killed at some point though, because Bretonnians die. All 4 blitzers have managed to level up. The easiest one is Evard, who has dodge. Then we have a sure hands dodge tackle leader, and a sure hands dodge movement sidestep. And then probably the best piece of all, the strength dodge mighty blow frenzy piece. He looks kind of scary as a Bretonnian actually, and it's not very often the Bretonnians are scary. Also, this piece is only 1 SPP away from leveling 1 more time. Then we have 2 rookie blockers. It looks like the blockers keep getting killed, and a guard blocker. Then for the Bretonnian, for the peasants, sorry, they're all Bretonnians. For the peasants, there are 2 that haven't yet leveled. There's a dirty player wrestle, a kick guard, and a guard stand firm, which is double. Fair play. This is a very nice Bretonnian team. Gotta give it to the coach here. There is 120 to play with, so we may see 1 more blocker come back. Or they may keep it for inducements. That's it for this. Having a look at game number 2 then, I have Schleiss's match report to go off, but that's all I have, of course, as always. But Black Pyramids lost 0-2, and they have literally no stats. This looks like a really awful game for the Dark Elves, unfortunately, and Alona took the MVP and he's injured, just to really rub salt into the wound. Lost 0-2 to Silnetia Slaughterers with 2 touchdowns, 7 down breaks, and expulsion, and Beastman getting MVP. Let's have a look at the actual teams then. So the Dark Elf team has a 13-man roster, 4 blitzers, 2 witch elves, a runner, and all linemen. Relatively common setup for Dark Elves. Both blitzers are blodge pieces. Both blitzers, there are 4 blitzers. All 4 blitzers are blodge pieces, though only the one is level 2, the rest have leveled up a bit more. Looking at the level 3, we've got blodge sidestep. At the level 4, blodge sidestep diving tackle, and the level 5, blodge mighty blow sidestep tackle and minus movement. Nice looking blitzers. None of them are really close to leveling though. Then the 2 witch elves. We've got one that's relatively close to leveling for such a high level, with block, sidestep, tackle, and agility. And then another one who's a bit behind with block, sidestep, juggernaut, which is an interesting choice for a witch elf, but I can kind of see it. It helps with the surfing. Fair enough. Then we have the runner, who's leveled up 3 times with movement, dodge, and pass. And then all the linemen, there's 1 rookie. There's 1 rookie who has minus movement. There's 1 with dodge, 1 with wrestle, 1 with wrestle, dodge, tackle, leap, and 1 with guard, dodge, block, and I guess miss next game. Miss next game, yes. Alright then, that's it for the Dark Elf team. And they got 50 in the bank, so we're not spending that on anything. And having a look at Sage's Chaos team then, they're really high in TV, 2170. Let's have a look. Plenty of block, that's always good to see. And he's gone 4 Chaos Warriors, the rest Beastmen, 14-man roster. That's 1 too many in my opinion, but Sage is the master, so what can I say? We've got 4 rookie Beastmen, we've got a dirty player Beastman, we've got a Beastman with wrestle, tackle, leap, we've got a Beastman with sure hands, block, 2 heads and extra arms. That's a pretty fantastic ball carrier. We've got the murder piece with Mighty Blow, Claw, Block, Piling on, Tackle. And we've got a support piece with Guard, Block, Tackle, plus Strength, and Diving Tackle. And we have another plus Strength with Block, Frenzy, and Stand Firm, which is kind of the crazy piece, I guess. I'm not sure what you'd use that for, but I admit I don't actually watch the Sage as much as I could. I do watch him when I have time though, which isn't very often, to be fair. Then all 4 Chaos Warriors have Block, which is good news, though 2 of them took it first of all, so there was some safety in this team development. We have 2 Block, Guard, Mighty Blow pieces, which I think is pretty common for a Chaos Warrior. We have the quick development piece that is going to eventually be a kill piece, I guess, with Mighty Blow, Block, Claw, and Guard. And we have the piece that was designed originally as a kill piece with Claw, Mighty Blow, Block, and Guard. So same thing, just different combination. And we may see piling on the 2 of these, though I don't know. This one is close to leveling again, and then this one's relatively close too, and we've got 2 beasts that are close to leveling for the first time. And there's 180 in the bank, so realistically we need to spend that, at least some of that, on something. And that's it for the Sage's team. Moving on. Alright, in game number 3 then, we saw the Chaos team in Pensant taking on the Blitzer team, Art of the Warg. So there was 1 touchdown, 14 arm breaks, and an expulsion on the 1-0 Chaos team, and a level 6 got MVP. And with Art of the Warg, 1 death, 7 arm breaks, and again a level 6 got MVP, so that's quite disturbing. And something died. I actually have the report in front of me as well, so I can have a look a little bit better at these 2 teams. So, having a look at Chaos first of all then, there was only the 1 level up, and that was a beastman called Pawn. And Pawn is every beastman, so that really helps. I think it was this one, because this one's gone up to 52, and he's been given Block, so that is new. But this team in general, and let's have a look, there are 4 Chaos Warriors, and then 9 beastmen. It's a big old team, 13-man roster. 13 I think is the maximum for Chaos realistically. So we got a rookie warrior, we've got a warrior with guard, we've got a warrior with Mighty Blow, Claw, Piling on, Block, Fend, that's a killer. We got a warrior with plus strength, Block, Guard, and Niggle. And it makes sense that the Queen is the strongest piece. I like that a lot. And then we got Pawn, 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 Trogos, Pawn, 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 Pawn. Quite. We have no rookies, strangely enough, and this one was obviously a loner who got MVP or got lots of SPP in a game, but the rest are all pawns, funnily enough. So we've got one with Claw, Mighty Blow, Piling on, Block, one with Blodge, Sure Hands, Fend, one with Agility 5, Wrestle, Tackle, that's probably the carrier, one with Leader, Block, Sure Hands, one with Tackle, Block, Dodge, Fend, and then 4 with Fend, 2 with Wrestle, as well as a Fend, and a minus movement. So that's the Chaos team. There's 50 in the bank, which doesn't actually give us anything. There's nothing we can spend that on, so that's fair enough. And having a look at Art of the Warg, there they are. This is this Orc team that everybody seems afraid of, Pete's Orc team, so this is going to be interesting to see. I didn't actually look at who the coach was for En Passant. Crimson Fox. Okay, so Crimson Fox and Pete. And everyone's afraid of Pete's Orcs for some reason. Let's find out why. They don't look overly scary, but what do I know? So, I still have the report in front of me, so what have we got? Something died. A unskilled lineman died. And a lineman hillman got minus movement, so yes, that's that one. What have we got here then? We've got all 4 blitzers, all 4 black orcs, 2 linemen, and a thrower. It's a standard orc team. We've got a blitzer with Frenzy, Stand Firm, Juggernaut. We've got a blitzer with Guard, Agility, Tackle, Stand Firm, Mighty Blow, minus armor value. Pretty sucky thing to lose on a blitzer. We've got one with Mighty Blow, Jump Up, Piling on, Tackle, Pro. They're quite murdery, I guess that's why people are afraid of them. And the last blitzer has Guard, Tackle, Mighty Blow, Agility. Then the Black Orcs. All 4 of them have been given Block, they've all leveled up. One has Block, Guard, Mighty Blow, and minus Agility, he's not leaping. One has Block, Guard, Stand Firm. One has simply block guard and one has simply block with a minus armor. Then we have a lineman who has wrestle, tackle, minus movement, and a lineman who has dirty player, minus movement. And the thrower's been given block, kick off return, tackle, kick. Yeah, so Pete's team is apparently very scary, but I'm not sure why, looking at it, but there we go. I'll take everybody's word for it. I mean, it's not always the team that scares you, it's sometimes the coach, so maybe it's just Pete himself. He's a scary, scary guy, maybe. We actually have a blitzer close to leveling again as well, just noticed. And that's about all I have to say about these two teams, so that's it for game number 3. Game 4 sees Lyrics Race taking on Carnagers. Quite. So, King Kong, fantastic, got MVP. And 1 death, 9 armor breaks, 1 expulsion. This team lost 0-2 to the Chaos team Carnagers with 2 touchdowns, 12 armor breaks, and a Beastman leveling up with MVP. Having a look at the teams then, starting with the Undead. So we've got 5 zombies, 2 whites, 3 ghouls, 2 mummies. Relatively common setup. I always miss the skeletons when they're not about though. And only 10 in the bank, so he's probably spent his cash on something. There is a skeleton, sorry, there's 1 skeleton and 4 zombies. Okay, I like this coach. Jokes, well done, you have a skeleton. And skeleton has wrestle, strip ball. Interesting, he's not a dirty player. I like this coach even more now. And then we have 2 dirty player zombies, 1 with guard, which is a double, and 1 with guard block. 2 whites, we got a rookie, and we got a tackle mighty blow. And 2 rookie ghouls with a ghoul with sure hands, movement up, block, and I guess a niggle, but it could be a minus movement actually. That's the wrong one. It is actually a niggle, fair enough. Then mummy number 1 has guard, stand firm, break tackle. Mummy number 2 has strength, guard, break tackle, and busted movement. So scary, scary team. Not team, but the mummies at least. And the opponent was that weird Chaos team. I say weird, there's nothing weird about them, but this is a strange name. Viking Cop, don't know the coach. 13 players, 2 of which are out. Hopefully both miss next, though the other one looks like stat busted. Miss next for this one. And minus agility came from that game? Yeah. And minus agility for Bobby Basher. So we got all 4 Chaos Warriors and then the rest Beastmen. Very common Chaos setup. And 90 in the bank, so we could actually replace Bobby Basher. That's what I would do personally. So the Warriors then, we've got block, guard, mighty blow. Block, mighty blow, claw. Block, guard, and block, claw, mighty blow. So all pretty much the same combination. 2 killers, 1 of which is about to level, and 2 support. It's pretty standard for Chaos. And then for the Beastmen, we've got 1 rookie, 2 rookies. Then we've got a block, tackle, mighty blow, a block guard, a wrestle tackle, a guard which is a double, and a strength which is a 12, a sure hands block, a block, and a dirty player who should probably be replaced. So that's these 2 teams, that's this game. Game number 5, we see the Dwarf team, Bargain Boozers, taking on the Nurgle team, the 99ers Reborn. So 1 death, 3 armor breaks, and Trollslayer getting MVP, lost 0-2 to the Nurgle team, 2 touchdowns, 13 armor breaks, and interception, and MVP puts him 1 SPP away from leveling, so that's nice. Starting with the Dwarf team then of Haringzord, somebody who of course is very well known in the community. We have 1 Blitzer only, 2 Trollslayers, 1 runner, and the rest Longbeards. There were 2 Longbeards out as well, so let's have a look at them. Did he get this stat burst now? Yes, -1 armor value. And I guess miss next. And miss next. Okay then, let's have a look then. The Blitzer, the only Blitzer, I guess there was one here, has plus strength, tackle, mighty blow, guard, stand firm. Nice piece. Then Trollslayer has mighty blow. Other Trollslayer is still a rookie. Longbeard number 1 has guard, mighty blow, niggle. Longbeard number 2 has guard. Longbeard number 3 has lots of things. He has all the things. He has mighty blow, juggernaut, guard, stand firm, dauntless, and minus armor. Still a very nice dwarf. And then Longbeard Carl has guard, dodge, mighty blow, niggle. And Gary is a rookie this next game. The runner has agility, fantastic, and agility 5 dwarf. Well, now I've seen everything. And block. Beautiful. And he's also a touchdown away from leveling. I love this dwarf to bits, and there's an injury away from leveling here as well. Then lastly, Longbeard, who is a rookie and also has a niggle. There's 80 in the bank, so we may see one more piece joining, because at the moment this team only has 10. And his opponent. I forgot who they were now. Who was his opponent? His opponent was the 99ers Reborn. Yes. Let's have a look then. There they are. We got Beast, 4 Warriors, 2 Pestigors, 3 Pestigors, and 5 Rotters. Sorted. So, Beast of Nurgle is a rookie. Nurgle Warrior has Mighty Blow, Claw, Block, Piling On. A Clapom, and Block. Then we have a rookie, this of course the kill piece, a block piece, and only block piece, and another rookie. Interesting. Then for the 3 Pestigors, I guess there were 4. One's dead, maybe? So we've got 2 with block, we've got block, mighty blow, piling on tackle, and block, sure hands, 2 heads, guard. There's the carrier. And we've got a wrestle who is probably going to turn out to be a sacker. Then for the Rotters, we have 3 rookies, and 2 that have leveled, wrestle, fend, interesting combination, and dirty player. Fair enough. And I didn't look at the roster actually, it's a 13-man roster, so it's a pretty big team. It looks like it was 14 or 15 as well, so there we go. That's it for this game. And then we have Gerber's maybe Orc will work against the Wood Elf team from called High Sails. Not sure who this coach is yet, we'll have a look in a minute. 2 touchdowns, 1 pass, 9 armor breaks, and a draw. The lineman got MVP. And High Sails, 2 touchdowns, 2 passes, 6 armor breaks, and lineman got MVP, sorry. So this one leveled, this one didn't. Let's have a look at the team, starting with Gerber's Orcs. We've got a 12-man roster, all 4 Blorks, all 4 Blitzers, Thrower, 3 linemen, standard Orc team. Not my favourite style, but standard. We've got a rookie Black Orc, we've got a Black Orc with Guard, Block, Stand Firm, we've got a Black Orc with Block, Guard, and we've got a Black Orc with Block, Mighty Blow, Guard. Then the Blitzers, we have a Blitzer with Block, Mighty Blow, Agility Plus, Guard, Tackle, Stand Firm, and Movement Busted. Then we have a rookie Blitzer who is yet to level. Then Blitzer with lots of levels again, level 6, so Tackle, Mighty Blows, Piling On, Pro, Guard. Just a note, there are 2 level 6 Blitzers, that is terrifying, and this one's actually not doing too badly, he's been around a long time. And 1 more rookie Blitzer. Then we have the Thrower, who's been given Block, Kickoff, Return, and 2 Dirty Player linemen. We've got 30 in the bank, probably waiting to be able to buy another lineman so we can make use of both these dirty players. That's it for the Orcs. And the opponents were the Wood Elf team, which is this team. And they are led by a coach who I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11-man roster. We've got Thrower, 2 War Dancers, 2 Catchers, all the linemen, and a Treeman. So, very standard Wood Elf team. We also have Bank, which we can spend if we really want to. So, this Thrower is developing very nicely. So, the Thrower, I believe, starts with only Pass. So, he's been given Accurate, Safe Pass, Strong Arm, Sure Hands, and Dodge. Then our 2 War Dancers, both of them have leveled relatively nicely. We have our Sacker, Stripple, Sidestep, Tackle, plus Strength, Fend, minus Movement, and we have Tackle, Sidestep, Stripple, so they're both Sackers actually. Then in regards to the Catchers, we have all the stats. In Movement 10, Agility 6, Wrestle, Catcher. Oh my god, kill it. Kill it with everything that you have to kill it with. That is unbelievably disgusting. And then a rookie to go with him. They kind of have a bit of a contrast between the 2 of them, yes. Then we have all the linemen, so there are 2 rookies, sorry, one of them has leveled but hasn't rolled his level up yet. We have a kick, block, minus movement. We have a wrestle, plus strength, dodge, sidestep piece. So very nice. And the Treeman. The Treeman I'm going to have to click on, he's got too many skills. He's got grab, which is the most common skill on a treeman. He has block, which is a double. He has guard, and he has plus movement, so he can actually stand up without worrying about it too much. There we go. That's it for this game. And just when I was starting to think it would never end, it's about to end. We're looking at the last game in Division 1, game number 7. We had the Jungle Corsair Dark Elf team taking on the High Elf team, Interdimensional Bulls. Bull dollar hashmark 1T. There we go. And the Dark Elves won 3-0, which is quite surprising. So 3 touchdowns, 1 pass, 11 armor breaks. Dark Elf lineman got MVP. And interdimensional blah blah blah. 3 passes, 11 armor breaks, and 1 expulsion. And a catcher got MVP. Let's have a look at these two teams, the last two teams. Dreamify has a 10-man roster with 3 blitzers, 2 witch elves, runner, and 4 linemen. Everything but this here lineman has leveled up, so this is the only rookie in the team, and we can actually buy 1 more rookie with the 170 we have in the bank. There's a dirty player lineman. There's a blitzer with diving tackle, dodge, sidestep, niggle. And he's about to level. Both these pieces are about to level, actually. Then we have another blitzer with mighty blow, piling on, movement 9. Lovely. Well, if that was me, he would be chasing the ball carrier all the time. That would be his main role. Then we have a blitzer with sidestep, dodge. Chances are we're going to buy the last blitzer, and this blitzer is also 1 away from leveling. Then the 2 witch elves. We've got a block, mighty blow, tackle, pro, dauntless. Yeah, I like her a lot. And then we've got wrestle, movement, tackle, leap. Not bad, not bad. And then we have a runner with Hail Mary pass of all things, guard and block, a rookie lineman, a lineman with dodge, wrestle, guard, strip ball, and a lineman with dodge, guard, kick, block, minus movement. And this lineman is also pretty close to leveling, as is this one, as is this one. This isn't a lineman, this is a runner, but still. That's it for the Dark Elf team, and let's have a look at the High Elf team. 90 in the bank, and Toast Guy 7. We've got both blitzers, we've got both throwers, we've got 3 of the 4 catchers, and we've got 4 linemen for a roster of 11. And there's a piece missing. Let's have a look at him first. He is missed next game. So, blitzer number 1. What does blitzer start with? Just block, so I'm not a High Elf player. Tackle, dodge, so blodge, tackle, guard, sidestep, diving tackle. And blodge, tackle, strip ball, leap. There we go. And the 2 throwers, they start with pass, safe pass. So one has dodge, movement, strong arm, accurate, sure hands. He's the main carrier thrower. And the other one has block, tackle, dodge, sidestep. So interesting. Then for the catches, then we have an agility piece with block, leap, sidestep, minus strength. So he's basically a human catcher now. And Am I Useless the catcher has plus strength. They don't start with dodge, do they? No. So dodge plus strength, block, sidestep, diving tackle, minus movement. Interesting. And the last catcher, let's just finish off the catches. We have guard, dodge, block. Very nice. Then for the linemen, we have a dodge piece with miss next game, we have a dodge piece with nothing, and we have a kick, guard, dodge, and of course a rookie. Oh, that's it. I got through them all. You got through them all if you got this far. If you did get this far, thank you very much, because this must have been pretty hard to watch. I hope this wasn't too boring. I want to have a look at all the divisions because we are midweek, and also because there's been that lack of it because the other guys who normally do it haven't had a chance to do it, so I thought I'd fill in the gap because I had a little bit of free time. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all on the pitch, in Discord, etc, etc. Bye bye for now.